Thank you for listening to this overview of the Office of Child Abuse Prevention's Innovative Partnerships Request for Applications and Questions and Answers. The Office of Child Abuse Prevention, or OCAP, is a bureau within the California Department of Social Services, or CDSS. The CDSS is the administrative structure that monitors the California child welfare system and is focused on ensuring child safety, permanency, and well-being for children engaged or served by the child welfare system. The OCAP ensures that successful prevention strategies support and are integrated as part of the CDSS initiatives and activities. The prevention of child abuse and neglect is most effective when families can ensure their child's safety and well-being and thus do not engage or require child welfare involvement. The OCAP believes that when families are resilient, parents are more likely to withstand times of stress in ways that do not compromise a child's safety or well-being. Therefore, the OCAP seeks to build resilient families and communities as an essential prevention strategy. The vision of the Office of Child Abuse Prevention is that no child suffers from abuse or neglect. Its mission is to shape policy, build communities, and empower families so that child abuse, neglect, and their mitigating risk factors are prevented. It has 3 impact area focuses. The first is to lift the capacity of parents and prevention partners to protect children from abuse and neglect. The second is to link and unite prevention partners around a shared prevention agenda. And the third is to leverage partnerships across systems to promote and integrate statewide and local prevention projects. The OCAP is responsible for both statewide prevention endeavors and monitoring local prevention activities as part of federal requirements. It has 2 priority objectives. The first is to promote an agenda to prevent child abuse and neglect both statewide and as part of the California Department of Social Services work. And the second is to maintain responsibility to effectively utilize multiple state and federal prevention-focused funding streams, ensuring compliance with all governing legislation. The purpose of the 2015 to 2020 strategic plan is to articulate the OCAP's vision and plan for preventing child abuse and neglect in California. The plan describes the core values that guide all the work that the OCAP does and the specific goals, objectives, and activities that will be implemented to achieve overarching goals. A wide variety of sources were consulted during the strategic planning process, and both quantitative and qualitative methods were used to analyze the findings. The OCAP's current strategic plan can be found online at the link indicated on your screen. The OCAP's guiding activities and funding strategies will be informed by the following 6 guiding priorities. First, promoting strengths-based approaches. The OCAP promotes the widespread incorporation of family strengthening approaches, such as integrating protective factors as an essential prevention strategy. Second, engaging and empowering parents. The OCAP will advance approaches to meaningfully empower parents as they support and advocate for their families and inform prevention service and policy systems. Third, focus on high-need populations. Priority funding will focus on prevention strategies to address the needs of children and families impacted by overrepresentation in child welfare systems, child neglect, at-risk infants and children, vulnerable families, and poverty and/or economic challenges that impact families. Fourth, cultural responsivity and relevance. The OCAP will seek to ensure culturally responsive and relevant resources, best practice models, and implementation tools to share with counties and community-based prevention partners. Fifth, effective data-driven approaches. It is expected that all prevention approaches advocated by the OCAP have the best available evidence and, at a minimum, are data-informed, implemented with fidelity, and employ high-quality assessment strategies to monitor outcomes. And 6, building prevention partnerships. A goal of the OCAP is to build local prevention partnerships through community building, models, and community resources. Regarding this request for applications for the Innovative Partnerships Project, a total of approximately $210,000 per year of federal funding will be available for the Innovative Partnerships Program for fiscal year 2016 and fiscal year 2017 to 2018, with a grant period beginning July 1st, 2016 and ending June 30th, 2018. The OCAP will fund up to 6 applicants. Each applicant will receive up to $35,000 in funding per year. The funding amount is provisional and contingent upon OCAP receipt of federal grant awards. The OCAP reserves the right to terminate or extend this agreement following an evaluation at the conclusion of the 2016 to 2017 fiscal year, June 30th, 2017. Application package materials are due via email by April 19th, 2016 at 5 o'clock p.m. Instructions are included in the RFA at the link indicated on your screen. Applications received later than this deadline will not be reviewed. The Innovative Partnerships Program is supported by federal, community-based child abuse prevention funds, and to be eligible for the Innovative Partnerships grant, an applicant must be willing and able to actively participate in shared learning conversations, training and technical assistance, and evaluation opportunities provided by the OCAP's identified partners and designed to support the creation of regional child abuse prevention council networks. Applicants must have demonstrated ability to successfully partner with other CAPCs, key stakeholders, communities, and or state or county level government agencies. Applicants must clearly identify the major risk factors of child abuse to be targeted by regional CAPC networks and include data to support this effort. The purpose of the Innovative Partnership RFA is to identify up to 6 applicants to develop regional collaborative networks of child abuse prevention councils, or CAPCs, and key stakeholders in an effort to improve child abuse prevention outcomes. Regional collaboratives are tasked with working strategically to mitigate the major contributing factors of child abuse and neglect and building prevention networks within their communities. Applicants will work closely with an OCAP identified partner to accomplish the goals outlined in the RFA. The OCAP seeks to better leverage innovative partnership opportunities which promote and integrate statewide and local prevention agendas. Through the Innovative Partnerships grant opportunity, the OCAP seeks to facilitate regional linkages between California's CAPCs and key stakeholders in order to advance CAPC child abuse prevention efforts. The request for proposal specified that the OCAP would be accepting questions regarding the grant announcement and its requirements, and would be posting the questions and corresponding answers. The questions can be found on the OCAP website in PDF form and are also discussed in this presentation. The first question, will each partner have its own contract with OCAP, or will it be one contract for all managed by a fiscal agent? There are no specific requirements, but in the documents formatted by the applicants themselves, we ask that apologies, that question was improperly worded in the presentation. I'll move on to the second question. Can you tell me what the ultimate goal of the grant was? Was it to establish and or identify new prevention programs, or perhaps to rebuild the CAPC coalition? The ultimate goal of this grant is to enhance collaborative efforts between the CAPCs themselves, as well as with community stakeholders, in order to better facilitate child abuse prevention efforts through effective partnerships. The next question. Should we keep CBCAP goals in mind as identified in the fact sheet? Yes, The project will be funded exclusively through the use of CBCAP monies. The OCAP developed CBCAP fact sheet can be found at the link indicated on your screen. Next question. Do you expect us to include child death review as part of our considerations? It is not a requirement for grantees to work with county child death review teams, but encouraged. This was mentioned in the grant as an example of a possible community stakeholder partnership. Next question. Is OCAP identifying specific regions within the state of California that an applicant must provide services within? The OCAP would like to provide funding for CAPC networks throughout the state of California. The OCAP will not impose pre-identified regional boundaries for the purpose of this grant. However, considerations should be made as to accessibility and ease of travel between partners within a geographic area. Does OCAP consider Los Angeles County its own region? The OCAP will not impose pre-identified regional boundaries for the purpose of this grant. Can these funds be used to increase the number of child abuse prevention councils in a region if there are current geographic or population service gaps? The OCAP encourages applicants to identify and address service gaps through the use of regional collaborative networks of CAPCs and stakeholder partnerships. Is OCAP specifically interested in having the child abuse councils provide parenting training to the community? The OCAP is interested in funding projects identified by the CAPCs as being priorities within their communities and which are allowable as defined in the CBCAP fact sheet, which is linked to on your screen. Are there specific data sources that OCAP is interested in us utilizing when responding to this RFA? For example, county data, federal data, healthycity.org, etc. The OCAP does not specify data sources to be used in response to the RFA. CAPCs should clearly demonstrate how what they are proposing will benefit their local communities. Can the Innovative Partnership funds be used to support social media efforts or campaigns centered on child abuse prevention? Funding can be used for projects which build collaborative partnerships between regional CAPCs and local stakeholders. All proposed projects should be backed by statistical data showing how and why the applicants believe the project should be completed. Thank you for your questions. I hope you found this presentation to be helpful. Please let the OCAP know if you have any further technical questions, and we will respond to you. Remember, the grant's final date to submit application materials has been moved from April 12th to April 19th. We look forward to receiving your material. Thank you very much.